Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. This time I'm going to show you how to unlock and complete Chapter 6, Sawblade Evade Stuck. This is effectively Chapter 6-2, which is sort of the naming scheme I'm using. So unlocking this alternate version of Chapter 6 is a bit of a long process, but it's pretty easy. It requires you to complete 2 pagey challenges, which I will walk you through, as well as bring a honeycomb to the soup pot, or the honey pot, in the forest. So for this first pagey challenge, I'm going to show you how this one works. Both of them are pretty easy. One of them is actually kind of creative. But this one is just a standard defeat all the enemies. Nothing too crazy. These guys do have teeth protruding from their mouths, so you want to be careful when rolling into them. I recommend waiting for them to either get stunned or be facing the opposite way before rolling into them. Before even trying to jump on them. Sometimes their hitboxes can be a little bit weird, and sometimes you'll take damage because their teeth are hitting you before your roll hits them. I've had it happen once or twice. But just defeat all 8, break all the boxes, and you'll complete it. And then once this pagey challenge is done, the pagies will use their pagey power to change the forest a little bit, which allows you to pick up some scorch berries, burn some bushes. You can grenade a wall and just unlock basically the rest of this forest, as well as the next chapter, which I believe is Chapter 7, which I will have guides for pretty soon. So the pages are using their pagey power. They are getting rid of all this poisonous mist, and it's going to give you access to the scorch berries. So what you want to do is you just want to turn around near the Chapter 6 book, pick up this grenade, and then bomb this breakable wall here. And then you can hop up to this section and jump down to the scorch berries. Once you land here and burn the first bush, the honey pot will tell you, hey, now that you found the scorch berries, set me free. And then once you do that, he'll ask you to get him something sweet to complete his soup, because right now it's very bitter. And he needs something sweet. We want to help him out. He was in the first stage of the first game, so it's great to see him return here. Alright, so in order to get him something sweet, we need to leave the forest. So pick up another scorchberry and burn this path here, and then we're going to exit the forest near the near the big wind turbine fans, and we're going to do a pagey challenge around there. But for now, we can knock down this wall and just give ourselves access to Chapter 7 for future teleportation needs. Next, we're going to head to the left here under this fake tree, and we're going to pick up the pink key. And we're going to bring it to a gate just over this way, and that will drop the gate and allow us to exit the forest and move into the wind turbine area and do the pagey challenge over there. So just head south and exit the forest, and now you want to push this box here. You want to push this down off the ledge, then you want to bring it over to the switch on the floor. This will drop the drawbridge and keep it down, and now we can navigate to the east. And now we have access to Chapter 8, which is Windmill Way. I'll also have guides for that pretty soon. We're not going to worry about that just yet. What we're going to do instead is we're going to follow this windy path, and then we're going to hop up here. And now we need to get to the pagey that's on top of this section. We're going to complete the next pagey challenge. So this one is actually really, really creative. The way it works is you have a mimic enemy that will mimic you, or mimic your jumps and your rolls. So every time you roll or you jump, it will jump. So what we need to do is we need to effectively make it jump certain platforms. So we're stuck in the lower left-hand corner, but this guy's just going to keep moving. And then he's going to hit this wall, turn around, we're going to jump again, jump one more time, jump one final time, and once it hits the Sawblade, it dies. And we've completed the challenge of killing one enemy. So, very creative challenge. I like that one a lot. I hope to see more of those later on in the game. But once we complete that challenge, this will unlock the rest of this wind area. And this will actually be used again to unlock the alternate version of Chapter 8. So we'll come back here later. But for now, we do need to complete this page challenge in order to unlock the second version of Chapter 6. So that's what we're going to do. So once you complete the page challenge, just head up to the newly accessible area, jump onto these platforms, and then what we're going to do is we're going to head into the forest one more time through another entrance. And then from here, There is a tonic here. If you want to get the tonic in that chest, just do a ground pound in front of the chest and you'll get it. But you want to exit the forest through this southwest corner here. And when you exit this area, you will come near the back door of Chapter 7. So the pumpkin up here is going to say, hey, you're not supposed to be up here. And I recommend going under this fake tree here and bonking against this platform. That will drop it. This way you don't have to do that big runaround. Although there are shortcuts in this game, but there's also a way to teleport, so it's a little weird. It seems like some of the shortcuts are a little unnecessary, including that one. But in any event, if you want the tonic up there, just bonk into the wall below it and it'll drop. So head out this exit, and then you want to do a buddy slam onto this tree, and it will drop the honeycomb. So you get the jingle for the treasure, and then you just jump down and pick up the honeycomb, and then just run over to the pot. If you're wondering how to get up to that platform with that shiny orb, you get there via a secret exit of Chapter 7-2, so check out my walkthrough for that in case you're trying to get in there. Alright, so once you give the honey to the honey pot, he then explodes some extra soup onto the book, and then this creates Chapter 6-2, Sawblade, evade, stuck. And since there's honey all over the place, none of these Sawblades will be moving. That doesn't necessarily mean they can't hurt you, but it just means that they will no longer be moving. And if you play Donkey Kong Country 2, this level will be extremely reminiscent of the Beehive levels in that game. So it's great to see that these mechanics are back. This is one of my favorite levels so far in the game. Starting off, we're going to get the green ghost quill in the upper left-hand corner. We're going to follow its trail over here, and we're going to grab it and get a few more quills. And then what we're going to do next is we're actually going to head back towards the beginning, and we're going to get the yellow ghost quill. This one is in the same exact location as it is in the original version of this level. But now, instead of the Sawblade conveyor belts moving, it is now stuck. So this should give you an idea of what the rest of the level is going to look like. Getting this ghost quill's whole pattern is a little tricky. You want to do short hops instead of big jumps, because even though these Sawblades are stuck, they're still hazardous, so you can still take damage from them. They can still kill you. So once you get the yellow ghost quill finished, you want to run over here, grab a key, but the original locked door is now honeyed shut, so you want to come up here to a previously inaccessible area and use the key up here. Once inside, we're going to head to a hidden area of sorts, and we're going to pick up a key. So you can manipulate the camera to reveal this area, but most of the time it's just going to be hidden. So you can see a little catwalk up there. Once you start walking, you'll only see your shadow. That's how you get this key. And then we're going to stand on these crumbling platforms, and we're going to use the key to unlock this door. But first, we're going to go to where this little slug guy is going. We're going to get some extra quills. So just roll through all these boxes, kill the slug, and then you can hit the lamp for some more quill if you want. But we're going to unlock the door and then head inside. And on the other side of this door is going to be T.W.I.T coin number 1. So if you went through the original unlocked door, you come up on the other side and not be able to get it. But that key is how you get T.W.I.T coin number 1. So we're going to quickly head towards T.W.I.T coin number 2 now. And in order to get that, we have to touch this blue ghost quill and then get all the quills in its pattern. But you only get one shot at kind of completing this, because if you go to the right side without having picked up everything on the left, you are unable to go to the left again. So you do have to collect everything on the left before heading to the right. Once you do that, T.W.I.T coin number 2 appears, and you can walk through this door and go to the next section of the level. And this is a section of the level that we had gone through in the original version of the level. So it should seem pretty familiar once you get down here. And just like before, in the early stages of this version of the level, the Sawblades are stuck. So they can still hurt you, so you do have to be very careful with your jumps, especially around this honey. But just be very careful. It's kind of the moral of the story in this level. Finishing up that blue quill's pattern rewards you with a piece of fruit that you can use to kill some enemies here. I did hit that spider, and it's actually going to despawn. It was a funny little bug there. I was afraid that the shell didn't work on it, but it does. We're going to head up here, and then I'm going to use this piece of fruit to break that open. And then I'm going to head over here, and the only thing that's over here is more quills. This is kind of an optional area here, so you don't really have to worry about it if you're not trying to get a ton of quills. We're going to slide back down, and then we're going to pass through this spider once we get Laylee back. Okay. Now we can finally head up to this area that was previously inaccessible in the first version of the level. Okay, so we're going to go through this door. Now we're about halfway through the level now, so things are going to start heating up platform-wise. Go ahead and hit the checkpoint. Now we're going to climb all the way up this big shaft here. And T.W.I.T coin number 3 is actually above us. So what we want to do is we want to be very careful with these boxes over here. I accidentally broke this one, but it's not a huge deal. So we're going to pick up this mine, and then we're going to head back in through the door. We're going to do a big rolling jump and land on top of these boxes. And then what we want to do is roll back over to the left, get stuck on the honey, and then just walk all the way to the left here, and you'll pick up T.W.I.T coin number 3. So it's another hidden one. Once over here, we can take care of the Ray Ghost Quill. Just one hit will do it to make it explode into more quills. And then we're going to head up here. We want to save this mine for something in a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna let these guys sort of spawn around us, and it alternates sections of honey. So when you're in a section with honey, you gotta be quick with quick short hops, and then for the other one, you can kind of just roll through it. But once it touches, or once any of these enemies touch the Sawblades, then it's kind of, you know, time for them to die, basically. So we're gonna roll through all here, and then we're gonna use the mine to kill this floating enemy here. And then we are going to buddy slam down here to get a couple extra quill. We're gonna wait for this jetpack enemy to fly over us, and then we're gonna roll over to the right, climb up the honey wall, and we're gonna keep climbing. We're gonna roll over here, and we're gonna get to a hidden door. And then on the other side of this door, we're gonna start heading towards T.W.I.T coin number 4. And there it is. All right, so we now have 4 coins, and we just gotta get the 5th one. So this section here is a lot easier now that the conveyor belts are stuck. They can still hurt you, keep that in mind. But it's just much easier to navigate. You can really take your time. You can get these 2 quill over here, bust through the door, and then head up here, get the yellow ghost quill. Follow his trail. And get some more quill out of the ordeal. Alright, keep heading up. And then up here is the purple ghost quill. So he's gonna keep spitting out more and more quill for us. Just keep getting those. Just be careful because there's an enemy spawn point here. So these guys are gonna keep running after you. But you can keep picking up quill as much as you like until the feather runs out. And then you just wanna navigate the rest of these enemies and then roll through the door behind the spawn point. Great. So we're gonna head through the door. Now we're in the last section of the level here. And T.W.I.T coin number 5 is actually kind of easy to get, luckily. And we get an easy one for the last one. Just gonna keep heading up these honey walls best we can. Keep doing short hops, and eventually you'll get all the way up. And then T.W.I.T coin number 5 is just over here. You gotta roll under the spider, and that's it. That's the end of the level. So the trapped battalion B is right after this little section here, so we're just gonna keep short hopping over. Spider may drop down. Oh, okay. So we're gonna break open the hive here and free the battalion, and that's it. If you guys have any questions about this level, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new videos go live. If you like this content a whole lot, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below. Don't forget to follow on Twitter and on Twitch, and as always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.